Hi guys, this is DFS Chan coming to you live here on February 9th. I'm here to talk about today's four-game EPL slate. It's exciting that we have a four-gamer in the middle of the week. EPL is actually trying to catch up on their schedule with all the World Cup qualifiers that are happening. So let's dive in. Today's slate can be summarized as how much exposure you want to have to Manchester City players. And then, if you decide so, then what kind of players and what kind of pieces do you want? And then if you are fading them, where would you go after that? So it's a typical Manchester City slate. So let's dive in. So as mentioned, Manchester City is the biggest favorite at minus, 11-11. So it was sitting at like 700 yesterday to start with, 1,000 last night, and now it's all the way up to minus 11-11. I do think Brentford does not really have a good shot at upsetting Man City. And even if they did, I don't think they'll be good for DFS purposes because Manchester City's play style favors DFS production because they like to dominate possession, as you guys know. So yeah, I don't think I'm interested in any Brentford pieces, but I think the main topic for discussion today on this slate is what kind of Man City pieces do you prioritize, right? So as you guys know, EPL starting lineups will come out, probably in about 10 minutes, probably as soon as I am done recording and posting the video. Once those starters come out, if there are any significant changes that are being made for each team, I will chime in and kind of explain the significance of such changes on Discord in the Discord channel. So Manchester City, really, you want to talk about Kevin De Bruyne. You want to start with him. He's arguably the best player in the world. He's starting to gain form. He's been taking a lot of set pieces, so I like him a lot. So I think he's still really cheap, given the DK pricing of him because of his lack of production due to injuries early in the season. I don't think the pricing has caught up quite up to where he should be priced. So I will probably lock him in probably all of the lineups that I have Manchester City stacks in. So Kevin De Bruyne. And then after that, you have to choose, I think, between Phil Foden and Riyad Mahrez if both of them are starting. It's rare that both of them start, including Kevin De Bruyne. Let's say all three of them. It's very rare that all three of them start. But since Mahrez has been really good and very in good form lately, coming off of the AFCON, Africa Confederations Cup tournament, I just think that's quite a possibility that all three of them start together. And given that, when all three players started, Riyad Mahrez actually took a lot more set pieces compared to Phil Foden. So I would have to favor Mahrez, but Foden is a little cheaper on DraftKings. So, I'd say choose one of those two, pair one of them with Kevin De Bruyne, who is my core play, in my opinion, for Man City and optimal cash play as well. And then some ancillary pieces, including Jack Grealish, who I think is really cheap if he does start. And then Joao Cancelo, he's been really lights out as well. But I think in a game where goals are expected, I think I would like to choose. I prefer players that have more of a scoring upside compared to Cancelo. So, and then Brentford, if you really want to go there deep, GPP, Janelt, and then Ivan Toney, that's probably who I'm interested in. But like I said, I'm not very interested in any Brentford pieces. I do think Man City wins 2-0 or 3-0 here. Norwich City versus Crystal Palace. I think it's a toss-up. Norwich City actually has been playing really well. I know they're in the bottom three in the relegation zone for the EPL, but if you see like their last 5 games, I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 5 games, they actually won, not even just the tie. They actually won, ended up winning. So I think they're in good form. I know they had a little break, here and there because of the international tournaments going on. But in the FA Cup, you see, I mean, they beat Wolverhampton 1-0 just about 4 days ago, this past weekend. So I do think Norwich City is in better form. So I think, given if you are playing cash, I think you have to stack some Man City pieces. But if you are playing GPP, I'd play with, other key players from other teams like Norwich City and Crystal Palace. I do think there will be a lot of goals here. Not as many as the Manchester City game, but I do think it's going to end up 1-1 or 2-1. So I do think Norwich City players are definitely viable. I think I like on Norwich. Adam Ida has been playing really well. If you think there's going to be goal scoring along with Pukki, but I think it all starts with Rashica. I mean, Rashica has been playing really well lately. He's the reason why they won 4 out of 5 games, last 5 games. So I think I like Rashica if you are looking for Norwich City pieces. On the other side of the matchup, Crystal Palace has been playing okay. I feel like they've been hit or miss. I mean, here you see win, loss, win, draw, loss, win. I mean, so it's been very unpredictable. And depending on who starts in the central midfield, like Will Hughes or Luka Milivinic, I think that kind of limits the Conor Gallagher's upside. So if you are choosing to play some Crystal Palace players, I think it starts with Conor Gallagher, but then you could play Will Hughes for maybe assist upsides on some set pieces, and then Zaha and Michael Olise. I think these are the top 2 GPP plays, Zaha and Olise, in my opinion. And Olise actually has been playing really well lately. I'd say he has the biggest upside just given his form as of late. Next matchup is probably where a lot of people will go toward, given the goal upside for Tottenham, and they're the second favorite at home, and they have Son Heung-min back from injuries. I know he just played this past weekend in the FA Cup, and he looked okay. He didn't look that great. I don't think he's back at 100% conditioning wise. So I would caution that he may not finish 90 minutes. He may come off early, get subbed out early, but obviously he has the upside to be able to score and an assist. He takes all of their set pieces, frankly. So I like him for GPP purposes. And then Harry Kane has been in good form as well. So, just given Son's injuries lately, I don't know how in sync that they will be, like they always have been, but, who knows how that's going to work out. And I think they have a very favorable matchup against Southampton as well. But aside from Son and Kane, if Lucas Moura starts, he's not pictured here, but Lucas Moura has been lights out. He's been in really good form for Tottenham. And then the fullbacks, Reguilon and Emerson Royale are definitely in play for GPP purposes. Southampton, it always starts with JWP, Mr. Always double-digit points, James Ward-Prowse. If you think Southampton can hold their own, which I think they can. Tottenham is not the most elite team. They haven't been the best team in the EPL either. I mean, they're in the 6th place right now, as you can see, along with like Arsenal, Wolverhampton. I mean, so those mediocre teams, somewhat good teams, but not elite teams. So I think Southampton can definitely put up a fight. They're in the middle of the pack on the standings as well, and it starts with Ward-Prowse. And then after that, I think I like Stuart Armstrong. I always like him when he plays out on the fullback or on the outside midfielder position. And then with him, I mean, if you are looking for goals, I'd prefer actually Broja over Che Adams. But that's just me. I feel like Broja has been in better form than Che Adams this season so far, but Che Adams is probably a better player. But Nathan Redmond is another GPP play that, if you are looking to play any Southampton pieces. Last game of the slate is the Aston Villa versus Leeds United. I think this is the one that starts at 3 o'clock Eastern time, a little later. Yeah. I don't know why they do that. But anyway, so Aston Villa is a favorite at home, kind of like Tottenham, about the same odds. And they have a very favorable matchup against Leeds United. As you guys know, Leeds United gives up a lot of open play, peripheral points. So I think that favors Aston Villa's upside here for DFS purposes. And for Aston Villa, I mean, it starts with Buendia, but and I have an asterisk on that because Aston Villa's set pieces are just random. I feel like they've all been so spread out. I mean, Buendia can take some, Coutinho can take some, Douglas Luiz can take some, and John McGinn used to take a lot, and Lucas Digne now can take a lot, and Matty Cash I've seen him take before in the previous years. So, I mean, really it's all around for set piece equity there for Aston Villa. So there's not really much edge there. So I think you're really just paying up for, who you think will create most chances and like more on the playmaking abilities of each player. So evaluating that, I like Buendia the most compared to any other players that we just mentioned. I like Buendia and then John McGinn. So I like those two players. And then for GPP, I think you can play Coutinho, Watkins. And Digne is a little overpriced in my opinion for, the kind of role that he has had this season so far with all of these other set piece takers. So I just feel like, I don't know if I'll pay up for Digne. And Leeds United, it all starts Rafinha. Whereas Rafinha, he's their engine. He's their playmaker. He takes a lot of their set pieces. So I think he's a really good play. In an optimal setting, like I said on the slate, you would play a lot of Man City players. So I don't think you can have salary left over to play Rafinha or like, let's say Son Heung-min, who are their playmakers and, they're set piece takers. But I just feel like for GPP purposes, you should definitely play Rafinha or Son, for those upside that you're talking about in case Manchester City, just doesn't show up today. I mean, it can happen. It has happened before, but I'd say like 8 or 9 out of 10 times, I mean, Manchester City will come through against an opponent like Brentford in such an optimal setting at home. So, but Rafinha, and then for GPP purposes for Leeds, I'll definitely go with Stuart Dallas or Jack Harrison. And I don't know if I'll play the Daniel James. I think those Harrison and Dallas are probably going to be the ones that I'm looking to for Leeds United stack. But I do think Aston Villa should win this matchup. I think Villa has been in better form. Leeds just has been so up and down, and they've been so vulnerable on defense and in the midfield. I just feel like Aston Villa will expose that gap, and during the match. But in terms of the DFS upside, like I said, I like Manchester City pieces, and depending on what lineups come out, I think I'll like I said, once the starters come out, which it should have come out now, it should come out soon. I'll share my insights in the Discord channel. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. If you like the video, hit the like button or subscribe button down below, and then see you guys later, probably this weekend. Thank you. Bye.